All right, this comes from the Department of the Army. You know, I had to redact a few things. It says a message to the team. This is from September 30th, yesterday. We got it today. We are honored to serve alongside the incredible soldiers, Department of Army civilians, foreign national team members that support our operations throughout Europe and Africa. We support our nation as a part of the user. UCOM, AFRICOM, and NATO. CSM, Malve, and I are both extremely proud to serve with and lead this team. Um, Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service. Thank you to your families as they provide incredible support structure that allows us and our team to be at its best. As I'm sure you are aware that the United States Congress continues to diligently I can't even say it today. Negotiate the fiscal year 2026 federal appropriations authorization. To date, the appropriations have not been passed, and if an agreement is not reached by 11:59, 23:59 last night, September 30th, 2025, we will be required to implement an orderly shutdown of all non-accepted activities. As soldiers, we continue to report to our normal duty day. Based off the Department of Army guidance, the leadership of our team formulated a detailed list of Department of Army civilian positions that will be exempt or in support of expected activities, and those that will be required to be in furlough status. Your leadership will notify you of your individual positions. Now, I fall up under support of accepted activities. That's what I fall up under here. One of my employees, he fell up under the furlough status, so he had to go home today. And as far as accepted status, how I'm working, but I'm not getting paid. The furlough status is you aren't working and you aren't getting paid, so you're at home. Now, the only issue about the furlough status with Trump doing potential cuts, which are illegal, you can't fire people during the shutdown. He would be one of the people to go, unfortunately. But I was telling him today, don't think about it like that, man. I mean, we're not getting paid either. But you just at the house and we had to come into work. Golly. All right. So for the soldiers of the Department of the Army and the civilians that are exempt or expected, you will be required to work, and our pay will be deferred until appropriation is authorized. For the furlough team members, once officially notified, will not report to work nor conduct work off the clock. And after lapse ends, you will be entitled to receive your standard rate of pay. So they'll get the back pay also. But this right here is important. They can't come into the office. They can't contact any of us. They can't do any work off the clock. If they do any of that, once the government freeze is lifted, they will be terminated. If someone was to do an investigation. So they can't contact us. They'll be contacted directly from higher leadership, but they can't come into work. They can't answer any phone calls or talk. Well, they can talk about whoever calls them, but they can't call in and ask us anything of that nature. We're not allowed to talk to them either, as far as work-related activities. I would like to share that all foreign national team members were provided an exemption as part of the planning guidance, which requires them to continue to report to work with compensation. So the foreign nationals are like any Germans or any citizen of Germany that works on a federal base or federal building that's American. They're exempt, so they don't fall up under the shutdown. They go to work, they continue to get paid, they have their own pot of money. So you have the exempt, and then you have the expected. So I'm under the expected. I didn't fall up under the exempt. A couple of years ago, my job did fall up under there, but I wasn't working there at that time. All members of the team will continue to report to work until we are officially notified via operations order. We are an orders-based organization, and we do not adjust our operations status and plans based solely on media reports. So again, even if they say the shutdown is over, unless we get notification, it's still going on for us. As your commander, I recognize the amazing contributions you bring to this team, and I want to ensure everyone on the team acknowledges the potential hardships this may bring. Depending on the length of the time with this lap in appropriations, economic and emotional hardships may evolve. First off, we are in this together. Please have this conversation with your supervisor and leadership if you need anything or we need to better understand the specifics of your situation. There are services available to you depending on your individual needs. We will help you coordinate that support, whether it's from the Army Community Service Financial Readiness Office, Army Emergency Relief, if eligible, military family life counselors, or chaplain team and other agencies. Please be there for each other. Check on your colleagues, family, and friends. We will come through this well. The Major General. Now, this general was off in DC for that meeting. But right now, it's just we just go to work. So when we came into work today, it was like no one knew what was going on. My job, I'm in there before we open up before anyone else on the base, pretty much. So when I'm there, no one's there. It's dark as hell because the sun don't come up till about 8 o'clock now. And we just sitting around. We don't have any guidance. This email didn't come out to us till maybe 10 o'clock our time. So again, the furlough employees were supposed to work 4 hours, 7 or 8 to 11, 8 to 12. And then they were supposed to go home. But we didn't get this notification until 10 in the morning. And then they didn't give us the list of who was on which status until around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So legally, they're supposed to only do 4 hours, but we were behind and no one plans on this. So that's where it is right now. And that's how it is, at least on my base. I'm not sure how it is on the bigger bases, like Ramstein. I'm on an Army base. I'm sure the Air Force still has this type of information because this is user. Yeah, this is the user Air Force. And then this is the Eurocom and AFRICOM. So the commander over all of this, they're pretty much all together. And if NATO's on here too. So we got the NATO base over at Ramstein, which is the biggest Air Force base, but it's not really a NATO base. NATO meets over there. But that's where we're at. So I'm just waiting to find out. And I'm not getting paid, guys. So not getting paid, man. We're going to figure that out, I guess, as it comes along. But again, like we can't talk to them. They can't contact me or ask me, hey, what about this? Can we take leave? Oh, but speaking of leave, no leave is authorized. So I can't take any leave during this shutdown. You're required to work. The furlough employees had to sign off on a piece of paper saying that they acknowledge the furlough and that they can't legally talk to anyone at work about work or do any work. What else? We can't take leave. If you're sick, you're just sick, go home. Other than that, it's just strict orders. We just at work. That's what we're doing. Like I said, next weekend I was supposed to go to Turkey. I was going to try to take a half day on Friday, but now I'm not. If I go, I won't get to Turkey till late Friday night, unless the shutdown is over with. So we'll see. Um, we're just waiting to find out. We know that Trump is he's stuck in his ways, so it's going to be a minute before the Republicans come to the table. Once their districts start hurting and there's no medical, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, this is for the budget for 2026. We're still extending this budget from 24 going into 25. They just kept kicking it on down the road with the CRs to continue resolutions. And that's what they're trying to do again. But I don't think that's not going to happen. We're just going to be shut down till this goes through. It's going to take some sense, and it's going to take some of the Republican senators, the representatives, to talk to their constituents. And once they start complaining, hey man, this is tough. We can't survive. We ain't getting food. We're not getting any medical care. It's going to get ugly. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's going to get ugly. The thing is, what a lot of people they fail to realize is when we hear all these people are getting kicked off of the Medicaid and Obamacare, most of these people, we're fortunate enough. Like, I'm not knocking anybody's financial status. Like when I'm in America, I got free health care through the VA. While I'm over here, I have to buy international insurance. But there's people that can't afford that. They can't afford to go to work, pay their living expenses in this high ass economy, and then pay the insurance on top of that, pay for that health care. So that's what these programs are put there for. And I know a lot of people say, I don't know anybody using Medicaid. I don't know anyone using Medicare. You have to look at that as you're in a blessed situation that you You don't need that. You can afford your healthcare. Now, I'm not saying that people that can't afford healthcare aren't blessed or anything. It's just their struggle is different than your struggle. But you can't knock somebody. Like, healthcare should generally be free. If you get injured over here in Germany, I can go to the German hospital on my own and be seen if it's an emergency. And I leave the emergency room scot free. That nothing happens. So it's just, I don't know. This shutdown is really always about money because it's over the budget, but there's such a gap in between economic statuses that the Republicans that aren't rich, the regular folk, the common folk in these rural areas, the ones who are going to be affected the most, they believe that they're part of this rich society. You're not. They're cutting everything for you and making you believe that they're doing it for your benefit. Well, that's where we are on the shutdown. We'll go on to another topic as far as this. I just wanted to read what was going on over here so you guys can understand. I ain't getting paid. I ain't getting paid at all. But that's that, man. So we're gonna move over there.